shall tell the tale of a cold and wintry day, of castle walls and torchlit halls, and a price men had to pay. When evil fled and brave men bled, the Dark One came to stay, till men of old, for blood and gold, had rescued Skara Brae.
Do you feel pity, friends, when you look upon these wretches? Well, wash it from your hearts. For these are the villains who seek to turn Skara Brae into a pit of depravity. Elves, dwarves, drow, and practitioners of the dark arts. Enemies all, whose wicked lives must end if our city is to live in peace again.
That's what you get, you heathen.
Thus, children, shall the Sword Father smite all who befriend the old races. He shall drive the elf and the dwarf back to their wretched holes. He shall burn the witches and warlocks who make pacts with them. He shall cut out the tongues of the bards who sing of them. For the Sword Father knows it is the followers of the old ways who are killing the people of Skara Brae, who are sacrificing us to their dark and bloody-handed gods.
I helped a dwarf once. You needed directions. Do you think there's principle for it?
Well, I wouldn't mention it to anyone else.
Oh, that's a bad business. And no mistake.
I don't understand. What did they do? What was their crime?
Their crime? Existing was their crime. The Fatherites don't like our kind. Come on, before those paladins give us a second glance.
I'll give them a second glance. And maybe a...
Oh, here now! Save it! You'll only get yourself killed. And we need you. You're gonna save Skara Brae. You're looking at me like you think old Rabbie's had a few too many. Well, maybe I have. But this is no drunkard's fancy. You've been in my dreams 7 nights now, and each one with the same end. You the hero, and me lost. They all start with some evil slithering out of the darkness, and you driving it back from whence it came. But I don't make it to the happy ever after. And there's a moment right at the end where you could save me, and instead you choose not to. You just turn away and leave me to be buried alive. Well, maybe that means I shouldn't trust you. But you're the best hope we've got. So I guess I'll just have to pray that part's not true. Anyway, hero, let's get back to the Adventurers Guild. I have a few words to say to the congregation. This way. Can't swing a cat in Scarabray these days without hitting a paladin. Not that I'm prone to swinging cats.
It's where I always set up. I don't care. You're blocking the public way. You'll have to move. Well, where am I supposed to go? That's your problem. Just go.
I've known some good trout, but not many. Adventurers saved this town. Round 'em up! That's what I say.
I've known elves, dwarves and trow all my life. Finest people around.
Seems like they're hanging anyone. They hanged my shoemaker last week.
He must have done something wrong. The temple knows what it's doing.
Cabbage, carrots, aye? Cabbage, carrots and potatoes. Cabbage, carrots, potatoes. Aye.
Someone must have walked over your grave.
Here we are, the guild.
Oh, Rebbe, a new recruit? There were more folk killed last night. Some great beast, they said.
And again, they blame us for it.
What I just saw at Henred's hanging tree was the last straw. We have to...
Did you hear that?
The song of the maiden. What does it foretell this time?
Arrest the heretics! Burn this den of evil to the ground!
This way, hero! Hurry! Oh, we made it. What a nightmare, eh? Come on. We've got to get to the old guild and figure a way to protect ourselves. The Adventurers Guild from back before the old town was buried is still here after all these years. Just a little filthier and liable to collapse. At least it's well hidden. No danger of another visit from the Fatherites. Come on. We're looking for a green door. Hold on, hero. You'd better touch that luckstone. Luckstones have been around since before the All-War. And it's always good to give them a rub, particularly before a fight. They can give you a second chance if things go wrong. There. Now you're safe. No matter what befalls, you'll come right back to here.
Are they adventurers? Did they escape the fire?
Wait a moment. Don't think these are any friends of ours. No, they're up to mischief. We'll have to fight them, I fear.
Hardly worth our effort.
They run, ye cravens!
Cheers, friends!
That'll be the last drink you ever have.
Here. Kill for the masters. What masters, I wonder?
Here.
Aye?
Aye.
Hmm? Maybe those rogues were carrying something to burn down these boards. What did you find on them? Searching for us, I'll wager. We'd better steer clear.
What can I do?
Eh?
Who's there?
Adventurers! Pluck that nonsense!
I want extra for this!
Stepping by.
Command me. To victory!
Back.
On your word.
Here to serve.
Ready? let me just...
Ready for orders. Stop!
That was a nasty scrap. Let's see to our wounds.
Someone near? There they are!
You're not ready for this. I'm waiting for ye.
Here.
On your word.
There's another luckstone. Better safe than sorry, I always say.
You fools! You let them scatter! Now we shall have to drag them out again! The people must see what a danger these outcasts are! Find them! Find them!
More paladins. Can't let them spot us. Edge left and stick to the shadows. The Adventurers Guild is just around the corner.
All right. though after what they did. What is that?
One eye, one leg, one arm. Is it a Fashan? I've sung songs about them, but I never thought I'd see one.
All the monsters of legend.
Torn apart, right in front of me. I didn't know whether to shit or scream. I think I did both.
What do you want? Forgive me, my bile. It is not you who have stirred it, but these cursed clods who broke my best lute and battered me with their oafish fists. If you need an instrument, I have a few I am willing to sell. I am trying to raise enough coin to return to the Everwood. The venture has not so far been a success. A mob, fevered by the Fatherites. They accused me of trying to lure some badish boy into the shadows, then set upon me with fist and boot. Had not a fellow adventurer been passing, I've no doubt I would have hung from their tree. Fortunately, a dwarf named Dalgleish saw my peril and dragged me to safety, taking many blows himself. I am in his debt. Not the finest instruments you'll ever find.
Got a knife. I thought I could take care of myself. Not against them things.
May you have better fortune than your fair friend Mary.
Do not fear me, friends. I beg you. Yes, I am a Fatherite, but I no longer take orders from Bishop Henred or any of his compatriots. It is they who are not Fatherites, for they have abandoned the Sword Father's tenets. Thus, I have broken with them and come here to this refuge to do what a priest must always do: help the helpless and teach those who wish to learn. The Sword Father was a man once, a king of Lestras who valiantly drove out foreign invaders and sacrificed himself for the security of his people. Such was his honor and goodness that he became a god upon his death, and his daughter, known as the Blessed Lady, an all-merciful goddess. Together they watch over mankind, the Father inspiring them in times of trouble, the Blessed Lady comforting them when the storm has passed. He did not seem so terrible when first he arrived. Ambitious, yes, but still compassionate and with a keen intellect that was never satisfied. Then slowly his mind became less flexible, his fears more consuming and his compassion reserved only for his own kind. Where once the temples helped all, Henred ordered that only the faithful be fed and all others be turned away. It only got worse from there, as you know, and I now fear he has lost his sanity entirely. I was reprimanded for aiding a dwarf, and when I defended myself, Henred demanded I give up my ministry. I left without looking back. But I haven't left the true church, only Henred's church, which is not and shall never be mine. Well, I do what I can, healing, comforting, feeding, advising. If you are sick or wounded, I will be happy to help you. Let me see what ails you. If you seek to channel the power of your god for good works, yes, I can show you. First, however, I would ask a favor. Some of Henred's so-called paladins have looted sacred relics and are wearing them as medals, it seems. As if covering one's self in holy artifacts made one more holy. Preposterous. I know Paladin Captain Beckwith, who patrols the road near Fetter Cairn, wears one. If you could get it from him, so I may return it to its proper place, I would believe that you have the fortitude and commitment to learn what I have to teach. Bless you, friends. Aye? Cabbage? Carrot? Cabbage? Aye.
Welcome, friend. I'm Resa, and this is Palafax. How can we help you? New folks arriving here every day, driven out of their homes by monsters or paladins or what have you, and they all need to eat and sleep. Oh, I haven't much, but we share what we have. If you need food, it's there. A place to lie down, the houses across the way are safe, and if you're wounded, get in that line there. We'll see to you as soon as we can. It was all chaos here when the attack started, so somebody had to organise. Me and Palafax here, my husband, we started finding blankets and food for the rest and keeping watch as best we could. Not doing too bad so far, but there's more folk coming in every day. It'll get worse before it gets better. Ah, my bold, brave husband. Always manages to find trouble where no one else can. Good thing for a guard, I suppose. Not so easy on his wife, though. Well, at least we're in trouble together this time. Help out if you can. We need it.
Poor folk. More every day. Where are we going to fit them all? If you need food and healing, see my wife here, Resa. If you need a blade or some leather on your back, see me. And if you're fit enough, we could use some help holding back the darkness, as the city watch ain't likely to help us down here. And why shouldn't I be? Was with them for 30 years until this Henred becomes Bishop of the Fatherites. Then all of a sudden being Einar is a sin, fired for worshipping the wrong gods, took my house and tried to burn poor Resa as a witch. Pooh! Spent half my life arresting the rats that lived in Skara Brae below, and now I'm down here helping them. Oh, it's a funny old world, eh? I've got some likely lads patrolling the camp, but what we really need is some hardy souls to go into the dark and clear some streets. Things seem to be breeding in there. Horrible things. Resa's my wife. Met her at her father's tavern. Oh, she wouldn't look at me at first, but then, well, I guess she got used to me. I won't find a kinder person in all of Caith. I don't know how I got so lucky. Have a look.
Aye?
Thanks for looking. What? Have a look.
How may I serve?
See you again.
Here we are. I told Orlo not to let anybody in who didn't give him the Wildland whistle. Give it a try.
Aye. What you want? Ah. Aye. Ah. Ah. That's the tune. Welcome, friend. Hello, Robbie. Glad.
One minute. I gotta make a little speech. And this time, I hope we won't be interrupted. All friends, lend me your ears a moment. Well, friends, seems the Fatherites have decided to wipe us adventurers out once and for all. Not sure if they really think we're behind all the murder and mayhem that's been plaguing Scarabray, or if they just want a scapegoat. But either way, if we ever want to live in peace again, we have to prove to those bastard sword priests that we're not the enemy. And the best way to do that is to bring them the enemy. Now, I'm sending messengers to the elves and dwarves to petition their help in this. That help, however, may be long in coming. So we need a few brave souls here and now, willing to hunt down whoever's behind this terror and deliver them to the priests. Not just to save Scarabray, not just to save the Adventurers Guild, but to save the lives of all the elves, dwarves, trow, adventurers, outcasts, and practitioners of magic in Caith. So, any volunteers? Well, you know where I'll be when you make up your mind.
Ah, another weary soul. Not many creature comforts yet here at the new guild, but Granny Goodnight and I managed to put a few kegs in a barrow as we were running out. So, how about a drink? In the old days, the guild was out in the open. A place for treasure hunters, sell swords, and practitioners to find work and tell tall tales. These days, it's the last refuge for anyone who doesn't fit into the Fatherites' narrow little world. Mages, rogues, folk of the old races. They can all have a drink and know they're not going to have any trouble. Well, they could until tonight. Aye, didn't he make it? Poor soul. Paladin got her before I could get him. No half the barkeep she was, but I'll do my best. It's no much, but... Happy drinking, friend.
If you want something, spit it out. No time for any hemming and hawing. Aside from listening to jackdaw and numpties, I hire out sell swords to them that can afford it. Are you in the market? Aside from listening... Oh, nothing is it? Waste no time.
Hello, friends. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Sir Stephen of Dengler. Can't talk long. Black Hawk and I are flying off to Leicester. That's right, flying. I ride on the back of a great hawk, crossing land and sea as easy as others cross the street. It's always been a dream of mine to circumnavigate the world, and I'm well on my way. Black Hawk is the name of my Black Hawk. Yes, he's a big old bird. Wings wider than the gates of Skara Brae. Have him perched on top of Kyralan's tower right now. But you can't see him. Oh no, I've made him invisible so he won't scare the populace. See you soon.
Well, yeah. Happy drinking, friend.
Ah, I knew you'd come forward, hero. Now, listen. Seems the raid on the Adventurers Guild was just one attack among many today. There's atrocities happening all over Skara Brae. And Dalgleish, Ringneck and the Green Lady, who you met during the fighting, have gone to look into some of them. I promised I'd send help if I could find any. Would you look for them and give them a hand? This is the old town, the original Skara Brae. When the mad god Tarjan attacked it with fire and storm a century and a half ago, the earth shook so the muddy hills around the town flowed down and buried it to the gables. Ever since, the poor and outcast and outlaw have been digging it out again, little by little, making a home in the dark. Now, there's not much more to tell. I can never remember any details of where or how. I just know the troubles we're having now will end when you end them. And somehow, you'll end me too. I only wish I knew why. The Fatherites claim that elves, dwarves, trow, and those who practice magic or follow the old ways are enemies of their faith. But until all this magical mayhem started, the most they would do was preach against us. Now it seems they want to wipe us out, as if that would make them safe. It isn't us behind this terror. Ha! Ringneck's a collector, I'll call him. Likes shiny things. He was looking into a kidnapping in Wellbottom, the trow camp here in Skara Brae below. I'd look for him first, as Wellbottom's nearby. Then he can help you find the others. Dalgleish is a dwarf smith, and a long-time protector of Skara Brae. Someone's been attacking his clients, and he fears it's because he's investigating these terrors. He was off just before the raid to lie in wait for the devils at a client's stall in Skara Brae above. She's an elf who dedicated herself to caring for the poorest in Skara Brae. She'd heard some rumours of elves luring children away from their families, like in the old tales. She went above ground to learn the truth of it. If you need some kit, peek in those crates. Won't do to go around defenceless in days like these.
So, this sage can save the world?
Only if he's freed. And that is my quest. To free him from his prison, so that he may save us.
What a story! I love it.
But there is no story yet. My journey has barely begun.
Maybe so, but it has so much potential.
Welcome, adventurer. We are the review board of the Adventurers Guild. Before you can be allowed, farewell, adventurer.
Who? Oh, hello! I don't suppose you have any story? Farron Brygo is the name. Impresario of theatrical entertainments and pageants of the mind. We tell stories of all kinds, from tall tales of knights and thieves and bards, to poignant parables set in a world beyond the end of the world, to epics of gods and monsters, and those who wonder if they might be both. In my 40 years practicing my chosen trade, I have had the privilege of working with some of the finest magicians, storytellers, craftsmen, and artists the world has ever known. My family were bankers in the land of the golden sun, but I left that trade to follow my love of art and storytelling and entertaining the people. I'm working on a new entertainment as we speak, about a band of bold adventurers trying to stop ancient evils from destroying the world, and I'm looking for inspiration. It occurred to me that the Adventurers Guild would be a good place to find some. Good talking to you. See you again.
Hello. Good to meet fellow seekers of adventure. I am Ekbar Andros, known as Stronghold. It seems I've come to your city in dark times. I have sought adventure for many years. First as a mercenary in Sarai, then as a treasure hunter and thief. Then one day in a market in Gouache, I heard a song that told of a great sage trapped in an endlessly repeating dream. The song said that if the sage was freed from his dream, he would turn the world from the path of ruin. And I, suddenly feeling I had unwittingly been treading just such a path, decided I would find the sage and wake him and help him to save the world. I have been seeking him ever since and had many adventures along the way. A name from my mercenary days. I was known to hold the line and never break, and to close the gaps when others fled. Murders, disappearances, intolerance, hate, the clash of the old and the new. All this is happening within your walls. It makes me wonder if the ruin the sage is meant to save us from is close at hand. If it is, then I must find him quickly and stop telling tales in taverns. Good luck on your adventures, friends. I hope you find...
Ah, adventurer. Off to do a little dungeon crawling, are you? Makes me wish I were young again. Always plenty of fun to be had in the underworld. Good luck down there. Ah, off to do a little... Good luck down there.
I don't suppose you'd be interested in buying or selling a soul now, would you? Lar is the name. Lar of Revellon, at your service. That's right. Usually do brisk business, but not having much luck here. Haven't made a sale in days. Everyone down here in Scarabray below seems to have one already. Not an empty vessel among you. Up in the new city, of course, almost no one has a soul. I could make a killing up there, but it's too dangerous. What with the Fatherites running things, my sort of business is, frowned upon. Plenty of souls down here to choose from, but no one seems in a selling mood. Too busy fighting the good fight, or some such nonsense. Think I'll have to move on to some place where the people are more beset with ennui. Boredom always helps the market. Nice talking with you.
Welcome to Roscoe's. But I want you to know this is not the Emporium. I'm only here selling this rubbish because the Emporium has been flattened by a giant and occupied by Trow. Now, how can I help you? Yes, yes, the 7th of that name, and the first, Fian help me, to abandon the store. Even in the aftermath of Tarjan's destruction, my ancestors kept the doors open, while I'm a disgrace to the name. The rarest, most exclusive collection of magical and mystical items, elixirs and ingredients ever assembled in Scarabray, now pounded into rubble and occupied by Trow mercenaries who are ambushing every poor practitioner who comes through the door looking for me. It is an intolerable situation. My reputation and... Oh, just a moment. I don't suppose you... Oh, but of course you would. What adventurer wouldn't? Ah, well, when I escaped the Emporium, I happened to take with me a lantern of illusion. If you could drive out the Trow that currently occupy the Emporium, then set the lantern on the hook outside the door, it will make the place impossible for undesirables to find until I can return and clean it up a bit. After that, if you find yourself in need of best quality magical merchandise, why, I would gratefully sell it to you for a deep, deep discount. What do you say? Excellent. Then here is the lantern, and here is the location of the Emporium. Be careful, though. There are a lot of Trow there, and they aren't the friendly sort. Thank you for coming to Roscoe's. Please, come again.
dragged down my old dad at a gallop. Ashamed to say, I kept running.
Even for heroes such as ourselves, I fear this fight will be too much.
You can't trick me! You're a monster! Just like the other monster! No! 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 Leave me be!
Death awaits us if we take this fight. But I am ready. There is no glory here.
Somebody start this thing!
stand aside.
They was out scavenging. Didn't know they was gone till Gob found their gear all thrown about down near Sinister Street.
Well, that's a place to start. I'll find them, Cully, I promise I will. Now lock down tight until I get back, aye?
Ta, Ringneck. I only hope you'd find him alive. There's too many of us hurt and lost already.
This is terrible, terrible. And the Nappers with such a head start. Who's that? Ah, you must be the one Rabbit promised to send. Am I glad to see you? Some kin of mine have been kidnapped and I could use some help finding them. Wellbottom's the biggest trout camp in all of Keith. Used to be the one place a trout could feel they was safe. Now nowhere is safe. Been talk at the guild of some trout sellswords sneaking around Scarab Brae, killing people and cutting them up. I hope it ain't them who's took my friends. But I've got a bad feeling in my belly. Thanks for giving me a hand. Cully said they was taken near Sinister Street. Let's head that way. That's High Priestess Uena, leader of the Temple of the Blessed Lady. She's a lot nicer than Bishop Henred, but they're still on the same side.
Ah, adventure. I understand why you look at me askance, friends. But please do not think all Fatherites are as close-minded as Bishop Henred's paladins. They may blame old Trow for the crimes of a few, as they do adventurers too, eh? But we do not. Please tell your friends at the guild that if any there needs sanctuary, even from other Fatherites, the Temple of the Blessed Lady is always open. I am High Priestess Uena of the Temple of the Blessed Lady. We of the Temple are dedicated to helping the helpless and healing the hurt, no matter who they are or... We are indeed, but Henred is very zealous. Loyalty is one of a paladin's greatest virtues, but blind loyalty... I wish they followed the actual teachings of the Sword Father's book as fervently as they do those who preach it. I do... Go in peace, child.
She talks as sweet as honey, but I still wouldn't tell her much. Fatherites stick together, no matter what they say.
Santé, mes amis. Will you help a man buy a drink? I have... Ah, do you speak my tongue? Are you from Lombardy? No? Ah, I should go home. What did I think I would find here that I could not find there? But who has the coin for the voyage, huh? When... The armor, the swords, the accoutrements of war. I have given them up, huh? But the memories, they are not so easily disposed of. And so I must drink. May it bring you more joy.
What do you need?
Yes?
Come back if you want more. Or to drink.
Everything gone! My whole collection!
We can rebuild, Johan.
Hmm?
Ready.
Mais are you? Au revoir.
This is the place. Blood everywhere.
Are you really here? Hey, well. No better way to test. So. Now, where was I?
Ah, it's just the cursed Vazarites. They've wrecked our store.
This is Johann, by the way, and I'm Shell.
They seem to have found it objectionable that many of the artifacts we sell are of elven provenance.
We escaped when one of the shelves fell on them, and now we're here.
I was one of the foremost collectors of elven artifacts in Cave.
And it's all gone. All but a handful of things, which we're currently...
Arvendi, originally. The son of a master mason. He taught me to love the beautiful things, and I found none more beautiful than elven handcrafts.
Ha! Lestrus. I met Johann there when he was cataloguing my father's library. He was my excuse to escape a life of noble banality.
Is that all?
A very good excuse, beloved. We eloped together here 6 years ago to start a new life.
As long as I have you, darling. I'm afraid it's only...
Please.
Aye, thanks.
Aha! And what can the folks of the North do for a fellow follower of folk? That's what the Paladins call me. The most notorious robber north of Lestrus. But can they catch me? Not if I can go to ground, they can't. Just... So long, my bonny comrades.
Who's that? You want something from me? You can whistle for it. Music to my ears. Look, Akashi, a friend. So now, how can one rogue help another? Ren's my name. A student of the streets who studied in 100 cities, but come back after my education to practice my trade. Akashi's my partner, a better thief than most, and a better friend than all. Rescued him from a gang known as the Red Imps, and we have been pals ever since. They were so dumb. He should have been their leader. Instead, they treated him like a dog. Shameful. Stop by anytime.
Who's there? Never mind. Huh? Forget it.
Here! They were heading this way. Stop a minute. There's an old trow cache round here somewhere. Before we face these kidnappers, we might want to stock up on a few necessaries. Look for a chalk mark. Here, you'll need this to hook that bit that sticks out up there. They've gone into Scarabray above. Dangerous ground for a trow these days. We best be careful.
You were brave to set your sights on such formidable foes. One is
Get on your swabs! Time to get to work! Time to finish this! Out your misery!
I salute you.
Cheer!
Ready.
You through? What was that? Get on with it!
You can't see me.
Stand aside. Look out! Are you even trying? Let me show you how it's done.
Adventurer!
Let's get to the killer!
Kill him! We'll make it look like they were helping the others.
Taking orders from a human.
Ready.
Out of my way! Testa snacksile
Brothers! Sisters! Why are you doing this?
Thank you! Thank you! I thought we were gonna die! Those sellsword trouts said they was gonna leave our bodies here, so it seemed we'd killed those men. They didn't stand a chance, unarmed against those dirty assassins. It was cold-blooded murder. Lots of blood and butchery being blamed on well-bottom trout lately. Possible we can prove it was these sellswords behind it all, but I doubt anyone will listen. Need to get back to Wellbottom and tell Cully. We better leg it. Thanks again.
You see, Paladin, outcasts and trow killing honest citizens. They're all in it together. They want to kill us all.
Heathen trash! I'd better find some backup.
I'll warn the harbour master.
How may I serve?
maybe we could find another way, eh?
Hola,